Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Recovery Classroom. My name is Drew. I'm an alcoholic, and today I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I could not be any more grateful. If you're local to the Huntington, West Virginia area tonight, come on down, hang out with us tonight at the Crosstalk Tuesday meeting at Pea Ridge United Methodist Church, located at 5747 East Pea Ridge Road in Huntington. Always a great meeting, just a group of drunks and drug addicts sitting around talking shop, sharing their common problems, and most importantly, our common solutions. So always a great meeting, always a lot of fun. And so come on down tonight at 7 o'clock, Pea Ridge United Methodist Church for our Crosstalk Tuesday. I want to talk this morning, and before I get into too much here, I want to put out this disclaimer. I, in no way, shape, or form, ever want to come across to anybody that I have this shit down, this whole recovery thing down, because I don't. The second I get on here and say, I've got it figured out, I've mastered it all, I need to get myself to a fucking meeting, okay? I'm going to be blunt about it. I will never have this figured out. With that being said, I struggle. I have my own trials and tribulations. There are times that I get frustrated, I run out of patience, I experience this whole plethora of emotions. Emotions are perfectly normal. It's what we do in response to those emotions that make things a little bit more problematic. And so I too, I've experienced a lot of frustration and issues with my patience wearing thin over the last couple weeks. I experienced my own issues, and I went to one of my favorite traditional AA meetings last night. Yes, it's a traditional AA meeting. It's one of my favorite. I like that meeting, and I was able to share and get it out and talk about some things and get some really important feedback. And I wanted to kind of touch on that today. To paint the picture, I came back in the rooms July of 2021. I really started pouring myself into the program in August of 2021. And I remember saying, anybody who knew me then will tell you, they always heard me say something along the lines of, I will not be able to sit in an AA meeting every day, every night for the rest of my life. I'm going to have bills and responsibilities and schedules and all this other shit. I'm going to have life get back in the way. So I knew I would say this. I have a very narrow window of opportunity before baseball season comes back up, and I was going to have to go back out on the road. And so I viewed it in my mind as kind of like the educational year, if you will, the educational time period between August of 21 up to say like May of 22. I was going to get in, learn as much as I could, because I knew life was going to come at me full force. And I knew that come, May of 22 through August of 22, I knew that was going to be the payoff. That was going to be the test. That was going to be the period whenever I'm out on the road, I'm not able to make AA meetings, I'm not able to read as much or whatever because of my schedule. I knew that period was going to be the point in time where I got to see how much I learned. So from August of 21 to May of 22, that was my education period. That was where I was sitting in class, so to speak. I was learning as much as I could. I was listening to the professors, you guys, right? I was listening to and gathering as much information as I could about my illness so I could come back into something resembling a normal life, hitting the road, going on the baseball tour, doing that whole schedule. I knew I was going to need all that information come May of 22. Fortunately, by the grace of God, I was kind of successful. I didn't drink, so I count that as a success. From May of 22 to August of 22, I was successful. Once I got into August of 22, I poured myself back into the rooms because I knew it was going to start over. I had 9 more months of education, of revisiting everything I'd learned. And so from August of 22 to say May of 23, I did the same thing. Learned as much as I could, gained as much insight as I could because I knew May of 23, I was going to hit the road again. And of course, I was successful that year too. I'm coming up on the same period of my life right now. We're in May of 24 now. I'm going to be hitting the road. I'm going to disappear for about 3 months. I've spent the last 9 months trying to learn as much as I could. With all that being said, my patience has been wearing thin. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you. I've had a lot of life issues. I've spent the last 9 months trying to prepare for life. Well, sure enough, life's already been coming at me. From health problems within my family to Josh's passing to so many different obstacles and so many different curveballs, so to speak, no pun intended, thrown at me. And it's been tough. I'm not going to lie. It's been tough. And so last night I went to an AA meeting and I got out of that meeting what I needed. I got some great insight. And when life throws us those curveballs, when life hits us upside the head with whatever problem it's going to throw at you, and trust me, life will throw problems at you. The question is going to be, how well did you study, right? But when life throws those problems at me, I have to remind myself, and I shared this last night, I have to remind myself, God is allowing me to see the problem that's immediately in front of me because he knows I can't handle the problem that's going on behind it. He knows that I would flip out if I saw what was really going on behind the scenes. And he also knows that's his opportunity to take care of those problems. And that's his opportunity to make those miracles happen in my life. So while I'm stuck seeing the problems that's immediately in front of me, while my patience is wearing thin or my frustration is growing on this or whatever's happening here, whatever's in front of me, I have to remind myself, there's probably a lot more going on behind the scenes that God goes, yeah, he can't handle that shit. And I have to remind myself of that and let myself know, let God know, I'm thankful he's taking care of the shit that I can't see. Because if I did see it, I'd probably flip out. No question. I'm not sure how I would respond. And so I think God allows me to see and allows all of us to see the problems that are immediately in front of us because he knows that we may not be prepared to handle the shitstorm that's going on behind. And then part two of that is that's usually where he makes his miracles happen. And then one day we come through our problem and we go, oh, wow, look, oh, holy crap, look, that mountain's been moved over here too. I didn't see that happening. When did God move that mountain? When did he do that? And one last thing I want to point out too, and I talked about this a little bit, it's so easy for us. It's so easy for us when things are going good in our lives, when we're experiencing happiness and joy and everything is going as expected and we're like, wow, this is great. We are so willing to concede. We are so willing to concede that at that particular moment, in all that joy and all that happiness, we're so willing to concede, yeah, okay, we know this time period won't last forever, so we might as well enjoy it while we can, right? We know that these feelings, these good and positive emotions that we're feeling, we know they're not going to last forever, so let's enjoy it while we can. And there's nothing wrong with that. The problem, though, becomes we're so willing to concede that our good times won't last forever, but we forget that our bad times won't last forever either. We see what's in front of us, we see these problems, and we immediately jump to the end of the world scenario. All these problems are going to last forever. This frustration I'm feeling, this patience that I'm feeling, is going to last forever. We forget that. We're willing to say, oh yeah, okay, my daughter graduated college and this is great and everyone's happy and this is awesome. I know it's not going to last forever. I'm so willing to concede that. But whenever I'm faced with frustration and a lack of patience, I tend to forget that. And that's the point I want to remind us today, is that this too shall pass. Just as our good times and our good positive emotions will pass, so too will our bad. And again, like I said, while we're focused on what's going on in front of us and we think it's the end of the world, it's not, it will pass. But we got to allow God time to work those miracles behind the scene. We got to allow God time. After all, it did take God 6 days to create the heavens and the earth, according to the Bible, right? So we have to be willing and patient, and I have to remind myself of this, patient to allow God time to work those miracles. Otherwise, when this immediate problem passes in front of me, I'm going to see a lot more behind it. And I think God is preparing my way to say, yep, I've already got this. He's not even going to know these problems exist because I'm already going to have them taken care of. So with that being said, I'll let you guys go. Thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. You guys, more than you know, absolutely keep me sober, and I could not be any more appreciative. If there's a topic you'd like to have discussed, you can drop it in our Recovery Classroom private Facebook group page that we have out there. We also have the Recovery Classroom page. It's public, it's open, but we have a private group too. Search us out there on Facebook and join that group, and you can drop in whatever topic you want to have discussed. You can email me directly, Drew, D-R-E-W, at recoveryclassroom.org. We'll take a look at your topics and see what we can do. Again, tonight, crosstalk meeting at Pea Ridge United Methodist Church, 7 o'clock. Come on down and hang out with us. We always love to see those new faces coming in. So we'll be talking again soon. Remember, guys, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.